Hello, it's Pixie. Did another video. Let's have a look. Night drive. So, just following the theme of no contact, and I've probably talked about trauma before. And have I done? I mean, I've done no contact with someone actually. A long time ago, someone wrote to me, and I just stopped communicating with her. She said she was in love with me, and it was a long time ago. And brother said, "Look, it's not real. It's an email relationship." And I just recently got divorced at the time, and I'd been writing to this woman. She'd write massive pages of stuff every day, so she probably was real. I don't know. It's difficult, but anyway, so I stopped writing to her, and I guess her address has disappeared forever now, really. Because when I reopened up the account, the name had disappeared from it. It had blanked all the emails, basically. So it's really weird. I reopened to something and all the emails had gone. So, yeah, that's probably harder if she was a real person. You just don't know the internet. Especially I'm writing to someone like Russia. I mean, to be honest, like most guys, if they find a decent person, they don't really care the distance, because they're quite happy to go that extra mile. So maybe that was a shame, really. I don't know. At the time, I didn't feel like it. If she was real, it would have been quite good. My life would be very different now. But then, how would I get her to come from Russia over here? I might have got sucked into a scam. I mean, she did flip out when I stopped. It was like I didn't write to her for a day or two, and she's like, "Where are you?" and that sort of thing. She said she would go down. She had an internet cafe in the town she lived. She'd go down there every day and sort of write me letters and stuff. So that was that. Any other times I've got no contact? And my ex-wife, really, I just I didn't have an issue with her. It's just that she would bring all the past up, and I just wanted to step away from it. You know, I just didn't feel that connection to stress and drama. It seemed to be the pinnacle part of the relationship. So when we broke up, that's all I heard. You know, stuff like have a go at your daughter over this or that, and it just wasn't my thing. And so I just, and also when I did split up for the separation, I just I realised that I'd become someone I wasn't, and then that was the thing. As I found myself feeling a bit alien. I don't mean it in some weird spiritual way. I just literally felt like a different person, and the stress went down levels, pressure. You know, I'd had a decent night's sleep. I was thinking, well, you know, it's not going to work out, is it? And things were just. So it just felt right to leave that one. So I did, and then I just tried to not communicate much with my ex, and it wasn't because I had spite or any issues like that. I just wanted to break away from all the stress, and I got fed up with the games and stuff. But then we just had no relationship whatsoever, and then she cut it off completely. So you know, she's sort of angry all the time and stuff. And that was that. So anyway, I was going to go and talk about is sort of no contact. I've read a lot of stuff, and I've seen a lot of video stuff, and some of it's true, some of it's not. I mean, there's stuff where it says, "Oh, buy my seminar, and you can get your ex back from any situation, or you can get your ex out of a different relationship, or you can get your ex." I think really is pushing the boundaries there. And would you want to? I mean, I saw something where some woman, must have had some serious. She had a disorder of some kind. That's to be true. And so she was married to some guy. She got fed up with him, and she found someone else at some bar, and she hooked up with him, and she found out he was a murderer and all these other things. But she just didn't. It's like the common sense is out the window. Why would you want to hook up with someone who's killed someone? you know. And then she started playing these two men. The husband, who seemed like he was totally neutral. I don't know what was going on in his head. He should have said, look, if you're going to be with me, you're going to be with me. There's none of this crap. Or he should have just kicked her out, really, because she didn't understand there was a boundary there. You marry someone, they go off cheating with another bloke. You can't really be happy with that shit. As simple as that. I mean, you're not. Clearly, you're not married to him if you just like, oh well, I accept that she's got a few issues and I love her as she is, and it doesn't matter what she does, I always love her. But you've got to think that you're sharing a bed with another man, technically, if you bounce and turn from. So I don't know. I don't think he helped the situation. And yeah, eventually the guy got jealous, and she went back with this other bloke, Chris, I think his name was, and the other this psycho killer broke into the house and murdered her. And he'd probably claim he was depressed, but he killed his other woman, and he killed their pet rabbit. seriously sick in the head. So it's just crazy, these situations. So going back to no contact. So as a bloke, or as anyone really, a woman maybe as well, is that you've got to go through your stages of recovery, and as a person, and what you want to be is in a situation where you don't care anymore. And you're not affected emotionally in the same way. I mean, sure, you want to. I mean, you want to have a level of care for the person. Otherwise, why would you even bother? But if you're not quite right, if you still care, then you shouldn't be there. That's the kind of thing. If you're at a point where you're vulnerable, because in a no contact situation, it could backfire. You might just see the person and they might pull your dirty face or something, or you may see fear in them. They may be like in shock, and you're thinking, well, that wasn't what happened. And it could be they just bump into them. Some stress and trauma. You know, I mentioned about a previous marriage. Once I left this situation, every time I'd go to the home to collect the kids and stuff, because the area had a lot of bad sort of karma in it, it was almost had like little panic attacks. I was very uncomfortable dropping them off and collecting them from the home, because I used to live there, and it was kind of like it symbolised a relationship breakdown, the whole house. So but when I went back there years later, I decided, I was in the area and I was cycling through or travelling through, and I passed a house, and I was kind of pleased that the new owner had done it up and put flowers out and stuff like that. So it felt like the house had moved on, you know, and it had developed something else there. So it didn't have the same karma about it, and the panic wasn't there, and it was all gone. So it's fine. So sometimes there might be places where you used to hang out with a person that you cared about or had some attachment with, and you don't want to go there when they're there, but you want to go there for yourself. And so you don't feel no connections. You desensitise yourself to anxiety around an area. And I mean, it could even be a place you used to work or whatever, you know. It can be very uncomfortable, depending on how you left. You know, an area or whatever. But at least by being there, you desensitise yourself to it, and that's what you're there for. You know, if you used to have a cup of coffee in a coffee shop, go there when you know the other person's not there, because the aim of your game is not to play a mind game with them, because you don't want to do that. It's just that you don't care. That's the thing. You're normal. So when people say, oh, he split up with such and such, because they recognise you, or, you know, they used to be friends with whoever, or maybe some neutral friends might see and say hello, but either way, you just demonstrate that you're just yourself, because they might say, you know, you broke up, you acted weird or whatever, but maybe just how you were dealing with it at the time. And so that at least covers that base. There's things about this no contact, you know, will you ever make friends or contact? It really depends on how you broke up, and also what's said in the messages. You've got to really carefully, if they say you don't want to see you ever again, they hate you, all these this thing, well, usually there's passion behind it. If someone's angry and send down like that, but if they send something that strong and they cut off communication, then, you know, that's that really. If they said they just needed some space, you know, they don't want any contact, you've upset them for whatever reason, because I don't know, you turned around and said you loved them, or you fancied them, or you know, whatever, or it could be you've done something they didn't like and they're upset with you, you know, like you've gone off somewhere else, or I can't really think of why somebody would want to break up with another person unless it's something really harmful. Or maybe she's just found somebody else, I don't know, but doesn't want you to have an impact in her life. So, so really it's just the game of stepping away. But if they kept things that you used to share or be involved with, or there's little bits of you there, they're like, not necessarily well, in essence they're reminders. If someone didn't like you, they'd get rid of them. You know, it's a bit like things that hurt me. Like I've got some photographs of somebody, of some people, and I've got some emotional attachment. I've kept the photographs, but I don't have them on display because I didn't want something to remind me of something that would bring upon sadness. So I don't have them on display. That was just a way of my coping. But I have got them, so I can look at them if I want to. I choose not to. However, the people that are actually in the photographs have changed anyway, so it's not quite the same. I'll be just stepping back in time rather than representation of the present. So that's the first thing. And then also what was said and done in the communication. You know, if they say that basically, you can read between the lines and say, well, they say they want a lot of space. But you have to be really honest with yourself. They may not want contact at all, and so therefore you just got to step away from them. And I mean, you have to think what level of, you know, if you reach out, what level's fair, you know, or what level's acceptable. So I'm thinking birthday card, Christmas card, leave it a year. That's for me. I mean, I didn't particularly do anything extreme. It was just a mixture of my opinions. Not my opinions. I think it's basically my perspective was out of sync, and I just thought I could change everything, fix everything, and it was the wrong mindset. And that's that really. And you go through sort of changing yourself, and that's the main thing. So like I say, you want to be in a situation where you don't care, or you're basically not attached to that person. That's probably the best way of saying it. You don't have an attachment. You know, if they turned around and said something nasty to your face, you could walk away and not say a word. That's really where you want to be. If you're in a position where if you saw them you fall to pieces, or you'd be sort of shocked to the core, then maybe that's not the right time really. It's best, or you've got to have a really good poker face, and then you just basically be yourself, and if they want to get the arse, and they do that, or if they want to approach and have a chat with you, you know, you're not creating these situations there. I'm just thinking, so yeah, just got to look at the proper signs of no contact, rather than, you know, you can follow stuff on YouTube, there's loads of stuff out there, but you don't really want to get too sucked in, because you might be fooling yourself. And also, if somebody keeps trophies and mementos and things that you're involved in, you've got to figure out what that means. It might mean they had some good memories of you, but they might be not into you in any way, you know. So don't see it as an opportunity to get back to where you was. It's just one of the things. Anyway, it's a piece of sign off, and speak to you soon.